Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Jennifer Perry with My Scrap Room. Thank you so much for joining me today. We are going to be working with the No Worries Workshop Your Way. It is a very vacation-y feeling paper pack, so I thought it was very fitting for June. We're just about to start the vacation season, whether it be camping, whether it be relaxing on the beach, whether it be cruising, so I figured this paper pack would be very nice for June. When you order the Workshop Your Way, it will come with a full pack of paper, which I already have torn apart, so I can't show it to you at the moment. You'll see bits and pieces of it when you cut. It comes with a full roll of the burlap ribbon. Comes with a full pack of, what are these called? The No Worries sequins is what they're called. I've got a little sequence in there stuck. So there's a glue dot somewhere on here missing. Where'd it go? Oh, right there. I see it. Okay. So you get a full pack of the sequins. And you get a compliment kit, which comes with the die cuts and stickers. I'm going to set these off to the side because I don't need them at the moment. So the only thing I've done in advance to this workshop is I've cut off all the zip strips. The zip strips are this portion of the paper that's on the very top right here. So I've cut off the zip strips on the pieces that we need. And I've put those in the baggies. And then I went ahead and read ahead and found out what the base pages were and put those in the baggies. So that's the only thing that I've done in advance. Okay, I'm going to try things a little bit differently for today. I have thumbtacked my baggies to the wall next to my station that I'm working at. But because I had to thumbtack them to the wall to keep them from falling down, I'm going to try standing up just for the cutting portion. And then I'll switch over and sit down when we start assembly. So let's get started. The first sheet of paper that you're going to be needing is, oops, that's two. Okay, so the first sheet that you're going to be needing is the stripe on one side and palm trees on the other. And our orientation is going to be sideways. And we're going to cut at 6 inches. Helps to put the eyeballs back on. So for this particular one, where did I put my pen? There it is. So for this particular one, this is the front. So I'm going to write on this side, this is 3A. And for this one, this is the front. I'm going to write on the side, it's 3E. So these both go in the 3 pile. So for the next piece of paper, we're going to be using the palm trees. And it is going to be 2 cuts of 1.5 by 12. Now if you're following along with the cutting guide, you'll notice some more cuts on this particular piece of paper. Those are for the cards. We're not going to do those today. I'm going to set this sheet aside. So if you're following along, you've got this full sheet of paper right here. We're not cutting this piece of paper. Those are for the cards. The darker shading on the cutting guide is cards. The lighter shading is layouts. So these are 2A and 2F. So these go in the 2 bag. Our next sheet of paper is going to be, it looks kind of like linen on one side and wood on the other. So for this piece of paper, or for this cut, it says that this is the front side. The first cut is going to be on the back side. And it's going to be 3 inches. placing my pen. And it is going to be 1F. So it goes in the one bag. And then we can flip it back over. And it should be 8 by 8 on the wood side. So I need my arm. I'm not feeling very organized today at all. So 8. This is going to be scraps. Turn it sideways. 8. And this is going to be 2I. So it goes in the 2 bag. This is scraps. Okay, so for the next one, again, we're using the wood and the linen. But for this particular cut, this is the front side, and this is the back side. The first cut we're making is on the back, and it's going to be 3 inches. Am I in frame? Nope. There we go. I've added some extra lighting today because it is cloudy and rainy, and I'm not getting much light from the window. So the extra light is kind of getting in the way of my cutting. Okay, so this is going to be 8 by 8 again. These two are spares. They go in the scrap pile. And this is 2D. So it goes in the 2 envelope. The next piece of paper is going to be the one that says Paradise and Relax and Fun. And on the other side it looks like wicker. So for this particular cut, this is the front side. So we need 2 cuts at 4 inches. I'm going to scoot my trimmer over. One, 2, and since this is the front side, these are going to be 2C and 2H. Now when we get to the assembly, I'll show you the zip strips that are needed for each sheet. So as you're going, if you haven't already cut your zip strips off, cut all your zip strips off first, set them aside. We'll show you which ones go in what bag. The back side of the paper is 4 by 3. So it's already 4 inches by 3. 1C. Now, if you're following along on the cutting guide, you'll notice there's a second sheet of that very same paper. That is just for card cuts. So we're not doing that sheet at all. That sheet can stay intact. The next one is going to be your White Daisy cardstock. And the first cut is going to be 6 inches. And it's going to be 1B. Your next cut is going to be at 2 inches. And it's going to be 1G. And this should be 4 inches already. It is, so we're just going to turn it this way. The first cut's going to be 4. That's 2E. And then we need a 3. That's 2J. Ooh, my stomach is growling. Hope you guys don't hear that. And then the last one is 3.5 by 2.5. And it's going to be 1D. Boy, the first layout's going to have a lot of pieces. Okay, so the next sheet of paper that we need is our PML cards. Alright, so we're going to cut this way. Don't need this side at all. Now if you notice, this card can be horizontal or vertical. Vertical or horizontal. So when you're doing your placement, just make sure you are on the right orientation. So 3, 3, 3, no. Yeah. All these are for 3? Alright, they're all for 3. Alrighty. This is spare, we don't need this one. Okay, so all these go into 3. The 3 envelope. So we are done with cuts. So for the zip strips, these are the zip strips that we need for each layout. So for this one, it's going to be the arrows. Let me see if I can bring it. Okay. It's going to be the arrows, it looks like linen or raffia, and then stars. Those are the zip strips that we need for each of the layouts. And I've already got those put in the bags. Okay, so I've pulled the contents out of bag 1, and I just have them sitting on my desk. This is exactly what they look like as I was dropping everything down into the bags. So I'm going to pull my glasses off for a second. If you're following along with the cutting guide, you need the Project 1 instruction sheet. So I'm just going to stick mine up on the corkboard. And then, now I typically put my layouts together. Won't be needing those. Won't be needing that. Okay. Is I lay my B&T paper or my background base pages, I lay them down, and then I just follow the instruction sheet. So this says 1G goes on this side, and it says that 1C goes on this side. I didn't mark you. Where do you go? You are journaling, so you go there. I'll put these guys down in just a minute. One here. So we're going to put these on this side, and then 1A goes on this side, 1F goes on this side, and 1B goes on this side. Now these zip strips, we need to make a quick cut. Oh, I forgot. Photo, 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 and photo. Okay. So these zip strips, we need to make a quick cut. They need to be trimmed at 8 inches. So 1, and 2. Oops, wrong one. And 2. Is pre-measure our ribbon. There we go. The other item that we can do really quickly is pre-measure our ribbon. I measure it at 14. Our piece of paper is 12 inches. If you cut at 14, it gives you a little bit of room on either side to overlap it and adhere it down. And obviously, I'm doing this the hard way. There we go. So what I do is I take this right side and I set it aside for just a moment. And I work on the left side first. So the first sheet to go down is going to be 1A. Get some things situated real fast so we can be efficient. There we go. Okay, 1A. And the next thing is going to be the ribbon. But I think what I'm going to do first is 1B and then put the ribbon between them to cover the seam. So I'm going to put these two together. And then what I'm going to do is my score tape that I absolutely adore. Put it down the center. The score tape is good for ribbons, heavier items, die cuts, card making. If you notice, I'm putting a little bit extra on the ends so I can fold it over. Peel it up. Now be careful not to put pressure on your paper at this point. And then turn it over and fold it down. You shouldn't need any tape on the back, but if you feel like you need to secure it just a little bit more, you can take a tiny bit of tape and just put it down on the back. And this score tape will hold this ribbon down. So the next thing we're doing is 4x6. In this photo, now I've made photo cards because I don't have photos for these pages just yet. You are actually probably going to have photo blocks. I'm sorry. You're probably going to have actual photos. So you put down the photos where I've put down the photo blocks. And I'm going to turn this sideways so I can make sure everything stays straight. I don't know if you've noticed, but I work sideways. Now, if you're using an actual photograph, this portion right here, I would probably add a little bit of score tape on the back to help it get over this little bump of ribbon right here. I'm not using the photo just yet, so I'm not going to do that because I'm not sure if I'm going to take these up and put actual photos or if I'm going to use this as a mat. So I'm going to leave that alone and not adhere it any better than I have to. And the same thing with this sheet here. I'm not going to adhere it very strongly because I do computer journaling, so I don't know if I'm going to do journaling on this sheet of paper, just put a piece of vellum over it with my journaling on it, or if I'm going to journal on this particular piece of paper, or what I'm going to do. So I'm going to lightly adhere that one. This goes here, and because we've got this ribbon right there, I'm going to put it down with score tape to help it adhere better. And just make it fit right up at the edge. So what we're going to do is they want the relax sticker. There it is. They want it to be, this is where my layout needs to be straight. They want it to be right here. I'll put it right there. And then, okay, I can do it that way, and I can do it that way. Now I just need to find them. Okay. So now we need to find, really? Some starfish. So there's one. So relaxed. There's that sun. Oh, so perfect. Oh, so perfect. And then I need another starfish. So this one. I need another starfish. That one. And then some dots. Okay. I'm going to leave these guys right there because I'm going to need those. Now, in the layout, it shows to do it down on the journaling, but again, my journaling may change, so I'm going to place mine up a little bit to make sure that I've got room to make some adjustments if I need to. I'm going to move these so I don't mess them up. So I'm actually going to just put mine right there. Where's my starfish? There's this one, this one. Seriously? Alright guys, what did I do with the starfish? Got that one, I got that one. What did I do with it? Oh, there it is. Note to self, starfish can walk. Put that like that. And then you there, and you. There. And we're going to wait just a minute on the sequence until I get the other page done. Alright, so we're going to set you aside for a moment. There's side one. Not quite finished yet. Okay. So, you go there, you go there, and we'll figure you guys out in just a second. This direction. Now, they're going to be butted up side by side. So we want these two images to be side by side. So I'm going to turn this page this way so I don't forget my orientation. Because if you've been following me for any length of time, you will know that I put things on upside down, wrong side of paper, wrong orientation of the paper. If I can do it backwards, I'll figure out a way of doing it backwards. Okay, so now we're going to take our score tape again, and just a little bit over. I mean, this is the 1/4 of an inch score tape, which is perfect for ribbons, especially the skinny ribbon. Okay, now remember, once the backing is off, be careful not to apply pressure to the paper, or it will get stuck to your mat, and you will cry. There we go. Now once these are flipped over, you can apply all the pressure you need. I think on this particular one, once I'm done, I'll go back through and add tape to the back of that one. So we are going to 1, 2, 1H. Did I cut a 1H? I think I did. Okay, I think I found an error in the cutting guide. We need a piece for 1H out of this linen paper that I was just checking. There is no 1H on either one of these cuts. So, I think I found an error. I'll have to go back and check the Close to Art website and make sure. So find your spare linen and wood cardstock. The size is the same size as this photo square, so it's going to be 4 by 3. I believe that this is already 4 inches. It is. So we will just quickly cut it at 3. And now we can continue on to what we were doing. I had to stop the camera for a minute and look and see what was going on, because I didn't see that piece of paper and it confused me. So this is what we're looking for right there. So, alright, and I need this one so I can line up. Yep, that's pretty good. Where we're going. Turn it sideways. So sorry for the confusion there for a minute. I thought I made an error, but it wasn't me. And every now and then the cutting guides will have a small little error like that. That's why I like to not only have the cutting guide, but I also like to have the, not only have the instructions, but I also like to have the photograph with the cutting guide. Because if something doesn't look right, or if I've got missing pieces, I can kind of go, okay, where does it go? Where is it supposed to go? What are we actually doing in this layout? And I can pretty much piece it together. Doesn't happen often. I think that's maybe the second time that I've been doing almost 12 years of scrapbooking that's close to my heart that I found an error like that. So for this one we need Life is Better, and we need one of these, and one of these, if I can get it picked up. So one of those, and another one of those, oh, it's still in the bag. Another one of those. So 1, 2, what? Yep, okay. I'm going to put all these guys back in the bag before I sneeze and they go everywhere. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I may leave this down. Our photo goes here, remember? But we've got some embellishments that go over it, and the way it's going to work, I think it'll be okay. I'm going to raise them up just a wee bit. I'll show you what I'm doing. So they want that there. Life is Better Barefoot. I want that there. Now it's going to go over the photo a little bit. I don't have much of a way of changing that, so I may do a notch and cut the photo a little bit when it's time. And then I'm going to put some foam tape on this guy, because I think he would look cute. Oops, that's too much foam tape. So some foam tape on this guy. And then I'm going to do this starfish here, this one here, and then some things there. Okay. So we can take you guys and put you away. Do you there, put you there, and then we can get the sequence and start putting our sequence down on both layouts. So here's the two layouts. Where are we going to put sequence? I've got my trusty craft knife, and we need the wooden ones. Those are the ones they're asking for. So I want to do a tiny one here. And then a larger one. And one there. Okay. Uh-oh. The sticky stayed. There we go. One there. And they want another one up there, but I'm going to leave it alone because I don't want to add too much. So this is layout 1. So you got page 1 and page 2. Okay, so I just pulled layout 2 out of its little baggie. So this is exactly how everything was in the baggie. This is the instruction sheet that we need to go with layout 2. It says project 2. So I'm going to put it up on my little board. And we're going to do the same. So we need that there, that there. That there, that there, that there, there, that there, that there. And okay, I gotta look for the photos real fast. 4x4, 4x3, title, journaling, 3x3, 3x4, okay. So we're going to set this side aside for a minute. We'll set the photo blocks aside. So they want us to be 3 inches from the top. Putting just a tiny little tick mark right there. So the first one that goes down is going to be the trees. And see, I cut the wrong orientation. Your trees are supposed to be standing up this way. My trees are going to be laying down. I cut the wrong orientation. Oh well. It will be okay. There are no scrapbooking police. And when you have friends and family looking at your scrapbooks, they're not going to know that your trees are supposed to be standing up. This one's going to be the zip strip. And then this. It's all just button up against each other. Okay. So it's going to look like that when you're done. And then we need our wood. going to go right about there. They say to put it 2 inches. I'm going to just kind of eyeball it. See, this is where having the washi tape on the bottom is kind of helping me keep everything straight. Now, I want it this orientation. Put it right there. So we've got a 3x3, 4x3, 3x4, and a block. Okay. Generally, once you get that first block down, the rest are easy. You just butt them up against each other. Okay, so for this we need we need our trees. We need the little blue trees. Make sure your layout is straight. Then we need the fin and the sun stick off. We're not going to put the sequins on just yet. Get this stripedy stick off. And then our 2 hearts. Like that heart. Okay, that heart. And I think we've got a wooden heart in here. For the love of Jiminy Crickets. There it is. Okay, so wooden heart, and then the other heart, and then some sequins. So this heart. And the little round heart, and then sequins. We're not going to do sequins just yet. Okay, so you and you go over there. 3 inches. This is the one time that giving us the measurements works really well, because I am guaranteed that my layouts are going to be even. Just a tiny little tick mark. And then it's going to be the exact same way we did the last one. This one they want it to be this way. Okay. Because they want the arrows meeting. So we can do that. Not a problem. I'm going to turn it this way to make sure I get this one laid down correctly. Sometimes these larger sheets are hard to get lined up. Did I lay that down? I did, okay. So, journaling block, 4x4, 3x4, and 3x3. Now see, if I didn't make these photo blocks, that's what my layout would look like, and you would be a very confused chicken. So this is one reason why I lay the photo blocks down, so you can see what your layout is supposed to look like. And it also helps me when I'm going back and adding my photos to know where my photos go, or if this is the layout that goes to my sister, it helps her to know where the photos go. Because she doesn't have the guide with her when she's working. All she has is the layout that I send her in an album. And these photo cards to tell her where to put things. Okay, so for this one we have this little palm tree. Okay, and then we have the stripedy down here. And then the white and I'll do mine down a little bit because of the photo. And some sequins. Okay. So let's find out where the sequence goes. And we're using the lighter wood ones. So these ones. So you go there. And there. I don't know if you can see that. Hopefully you can. And we're going to corner these two. I will put a post-it note in this particular box so that she knows that's a journaling block. Otherwise she would be looking at it going, I don't get it. And right here. I'm just ever so gently putting my knife under the adhesive and lifting it up. And there is layout 2. So page 1 and page 2. Okay, so this is layout 3. And we're going to, this is the instruction guide that you're going to be using for this sheet. And for this one, it's kind of hard to tell. For the last layout, I forgot to tell you, you're using White Daisy. For this layout, it's hard to tell what your background paper is, so let me hold it up so you can see what your background paper is. I'm going to do the same thing. Let me take the photo cards out momentarily. So we've got 1, 2, okay, 1, 2. There's a small boo-boo. They said this was going to be the back side, so I wrote on it that I can cover it. That's not going to be a problem. 1, 2, and then get away. Away. Sunglasses. Okay, I figured it out. If you were just following along and you haven't made the cut yet, remember me telling you there was a boo-boo? That's supposed to go there. So this little PML card is supposed to go there. So if you have not done your assembly yet, if you're just watching ahead and you haven't decided if you're going to buy the workshop yet or not, this is 1H. This is not. I thought it was unusual for there to be a mistake like that, but there we go. So just so you know, I'm not going to change it because I actually like it like that. So I'm going to leave mine alone. Okay, photographs. We have got 4x6, 4x6, 3x4, 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 and 3x4. Okay. I will just know when I'm doing my other layouts, because I always do 2 layouts, that is not a boo-boo. Okay, so they want the diamonds to be vertical, so I'm going to turn mine sideways. Wait a minute, they want the diamonds to be vertical. Oh, it doesn't matter. They're all okay. Alright, Jen, quit being silly. Right, so this is going to butt up to this. And then this is going to butt up next to it. I'm having a hard time picking paper up today. Have y'all noticed that? Okay. So this is going to be straight. So 4x6. Oh, that's going to be a dorkable. Okay. I like that. I like that a lot. Okay. Yes, I do like that. Okay. There is a dove. I don't know if you can hear it, but it is a happy little dove this morning. So we're leaving the zip strip completely exposed. There's nothing over it. And then everything else butts up against these guys. So once you have those two down, the rest of this is super simple. I'm actually going to turn you around. I've got to make sure you are straight on both sides. Like that. Okay. So we've got heart and heart and heart. And oh, wrong side of the paper. Unplug. Unplug is going to be here. And then heart, heart, big hearts. I think it's that one. And that one. I think my others are in the bag. And I need that one for the other side and this one for the other side. Yep. Okay, so I can put these guys away. They were blowing all over my desk. Now if you've noticed, we've done 3 layouts and you still have all of this. I still have that little bitty foam tape right there, so I'm going to use that guy on this heart just to do a little bit of dimension. I keep putting my scissors away and then I lose them. But that's also why I'm using the yellow scissors over here, because they're easier to find against the gray or against the pink background. My gray ones would be a little bit harder to find. And then it's going to be sequence, sequence. Okay, so we'll not do the sequence just yet. Okay, so for this one I have a little bit of a hide job to do. So I'm going to do it this way. Because I think I read the instructions wrong and I wrote it on the wrong one, but that's okay. I'm going to take a minute because I think it's going to be this direction. Yeah, so I want to make sure I keep my orientation this way. Alright, so now what we're going to do is this one, and this one, this one, this one, and this one. Okay. And these need to be even, so I'm going to pull this guy over. And my first one I'm going to lay down is this guy, so I can use him as my template with this guy. See how I'm making them even together? Then my next one's going to be this one. Then this one. Okay, I just ran out of pieces again. And same thing, these but right up on the other side. Just like that. Okay, so what we need over here is the heart. We're doing this little round heart, and they literally want it right in the middle. And you'll still be able to put the photo up underneath there, so that's okay. And then they want this guy to be right there, but I'm going to scoot him out because we've got the photo. And they want this guy to be right there. Oh wait, you know what I'm going to do first before we do him? I'm going to put him down. Because I'm going to put it on a pop dot or foam tape, whatever you call it. Like that, and then I'm going to put this guy above it right there. And then we're going to do sequence. Okay, so the fix that I'm going to do, well, there's not a good fix with the stickers. So I may just do it with, and we are using the white. Okay, so what I'll do here is I'll do the fix with the sequence. So what I'm going to do is take a large sequence, and then we're going to put two, and get it to pop up, one there, and one there. And one there. And then two over here. So I'm going to pull this in a little bit so you can see. Alright, for some reason these little things don't want to play nice today. Just like that. Okay. So we have finished all three of the layouts, and I just want to show you what you've got left over. You've got all of the sequins left over, all of these. You've got a full sheet of these. So all of those left over. Quite a few stickers still. almost a full pack of compliments. Now remember, there's still some cards that can be done, so these may be used on the cards too. And then almost an entire roll of burlap ribbon. So you're getting a huge value for your dollar there. And we just finished 3 layouts. So this is page 1, page 2, or do I have them backwards? Oh, I have them backwards. Okay, let's do it this way. Page 1, page 2, page 1, page 2, and page 1, and page 2. There's a little bit of blemish right here. I'm not sure where that came from. It was somehow during the process of creating, but a photo is going to go over that, so I'm not worried. Three layouts, nothing flat. If you like what you saw today, this is paper that is right up your alley, whether it's cruising or laying out on the beach. We're in Texas, so our beaches would be Corpus Christi, Port Arthur, Padre, or sometimes we even go over to Destin, Florida. So if you've got beach plans in your summer, these layouts would be perfect for that. Head on over to myscraproom.net, hit the shopping tab, and this is the No Worries Workshop Your Way kit. If you like what you see, head on over there. And once again, you can watch this video at any time. It will always be up. Until next time, bye-bye.